Hey guys, welcome to my video. I'm me and today I want to tell you about the ancient Olympic Games. In the ancient history, the Olympic Games were a series of competitions between different cities in Greece. There were athletic games as well combat and chariot racing according to the legend. The Olympic Games were created by Zeus and his son Cratylus, both of whom were Greek gods. Heracles declared the Olympic Games would be held every 4 years and built a stadium to honor his father. As the earliest recorded Olympic in 776 BC, racing was the only event. However, later Olympic Games held gradually longer races such as the marathon in the year 393 AD. Roman Emperor Theodosius banned the Olympic Games. He was a Christian who believed that the games were a form of worshipping of a fake religion. For almost 1,500 years, the Olympics ceased to exist as an event. In the late 19th century, two things sparked the restoration of the Olympic Games. Writers and artists at the time were rebelling against scientific progress and politics of 1800s. Many of them believed that humanity and nature were under threat as society became increasingly dominated by rules and rational scientific thought. To fight against these changes, these artists used their works and painting to celebrate the beauty of nature and human emotion. Many of them were inspired by the similar themes found in ancient Greek art, such as operas and poetry. They identify healthy with the spirit of the ancient games. We celebrated the human spirit through struggle and competition. The independence of Greece in the 1830s also had to bring back the Olympics. One proud Greek named Panagiotis Gassos wrote an acclaimed poem calling for the return of the event. Sartor's poem was very popular and it was printed in the nation's newspaper. A wealthy Greek investor named Evangelos Zaparas was so moved by Sartor's poetry that he sponsored a small-scale revival of the Olympic Games called the Japan Olympics starting in 1879. Although these games were successful, they had only one Greek athlete and participants. The first truly international athletic event that resembled today's Olympic Games were held in 1870. And the next thing I'll tell you is about the floppy disk. Since the invention of USB drive and hard disks that can store huge amounts of digital information, floppy disks have largely been forgotten by most computer users. The new obsolete disks, however, were one of a vital and indispensable tool for computer users not too long ago. Floppy disks were first invented in the late 1960s and were first sold in the early 1970s. These disks were about 8 inches in diameter. By the late 1970s, these disks have been improved upon by other companies, and the first 5 and a quarter inch disk was manufactured and put on the market. Information was stored on a rotating magnetic disk inside a rectangular plastic jacket. The disk could keep information as on both sides, and users would usually need to turn over and reinsert the disk in a disk slot in order to get at its data. In the early 1918, the 3.5-inch floppy took over as the disk of choice for most computer users. Not only was this disk smaller than the big 5.25-inch disk, but they also store much information. Okay, this is the end of my video today. Hope you like my video and goodbye.